Delta Airlines is often regarded as the best airline in the US, and I'm interested to see if that applies to their regional jets as well. So I decided to try them out on their E175 on a flight from Baltimore to Boston. Delta, along with Spirit, Frontier, Alaska, Avelo, and United, use Concourse D at BWI, with Delta using a bank of gates on the far end of the concourse. I wasn't checking a bag today, so I could breeze right past their check-in desks and head up to security. Unfortunately, concourses D and E use one security checkpoint, so it can get quite crowded when there are a lot of flights leaving from these two concourses, especially in the early evening when Icelandair, Play, and British Airways flights are all departing across the Atlantic. Luckily, the TSA pre-check line was short, and I was airside in about 2 minutes. I then made my way to my gate, passing a cool little art display before reaching the break between the two different banks of D gates. Spirit and United flights leave from the right-hand bank, and Delta, Frontier, Alaska, and Avelo use the left-hand bank. I made it to my gate D23 to catch my plane arriving from Boston, a 16-year-old Embraer E175 registered as November 235 Juliet, Quebec, and operated by Republic Airways, who does a lot of these regional jet contract flights for all three major airlines. Delta boards in groups numbered 1 through 8, with each group corresponding to a different class of service or status with Delta. I would be boarding in Group 6 with my standard economy ticket. The seats on board this E175 are much more comfortable than those aboard American's E175s, which I did a trip report on a few months ago, and you can check out if you want. They are well padded and even include an adjustable headrest, which Americans don't. The legroom is decent, and just for reference, I'm 5'11". Unlike on Delta's mainline fleet, the regional jets do not have seat-back entertainment, but instead do have Wi-Fi systems. I couldn't get my Wi-Fi to work for whatever reason, so I couldn't figure out if Delta has any IFE or not on these planes. We were soon pushing back, and we made our way to BWI's runway 28.
If this happens, remove the mask from the clip and pull down firmly to start the flow of oxygen. Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Tighten with the elastic band and breathe normally. Oxygen is flowing even if the bag does not inflate. Put your mask on first before helping others. Smoking, vaping, or
Not long after we got into the air, the cabin crew came around with the in-flight snack, but for whatever reason, I got skipped. I guess the flight attendant assumed that I wasn't interested as I was watching my own downloaded TV show, though I have never seen that happen before on any other flight, as a flight attendant will still ask people what they want if they're not asleep. On these flights, as I'm showing in this clip from a different flight, you usually get a choice of beverage and a packet of sun chips. Other than that, we got a nice glimpse of New York City, which by now is old news for me, as it seems like every nighttime flight I do on this route gets me clear views of the city, though it's still pretty to look at from 30,000 feet up. We were soon making our final descent into Boston, passing right over Providence as we line up for landing on Boston's runway 27. This wasn't a bad flight by any means, though I do wish the Wi-Fi worked, and I actually got the in-flight snack, but it was on time and it got me to Boston quickly and cheaply, which is all I can ask for. The seat was very comfortable, very well padded, and had a great recline, and the adjustable headrest was great to have. If the soft product was better, this would have been an amazing flight, but it wasn't, so I can only give this flight a mediocre rating. Hopefully this was just a bad draw and isn't the norm on these flights, but only time will tell in that regard, as I will be taking this flight many more times in the future to get between my house and school. This flight did become the exception and not the norm, as I flew this flight several more times as of making this video, and my experiences have been much better. The crews have been friendly, I have gotten good snacks and drinks, but I have learned that there is no IFE system aboard, at least Republic Airways' E175s flying for Delta. They do have Wi-Fi, but it's only paid, and there's no free entertainment. So make sure you download your own content or bring a book or something else to do if you don't want to be bored, because there is no free entertainment.
Welcome to Boston, where the local time is 9:05. Please remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off. Keep that out clear. We have this crew. Thank you for choosing Delta.
We didn't taxi for too long, and we were soon at our gate, so I will have plenty of time to catch my train back to school. Thank you all for watching, and if you enjoyed this trip report, then be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons and turn on the post notification bell so you don't miss my upcoming uploads, and I will see you all in my next trip report.